Therefore, it is no great thing, verse 15, if his ministers, so say God ministers, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. You see? The law is the light. And we know the minister of righteousness, go to Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Pretending that they're righteous. Deuteronomy 6:25. All praise unto the Most High, and it shall be our righteousness. How? If we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, as he hath commanded us. See, that's our righteousness when we keep his laws, statutes, commandments. So now, going back to 2 Corinthians 11, it say, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. Transformed. They wicked. They evil. They dealing with all these things like right now. Tomorrow they're going to be elevating Mother's Day. Going all in the church, honoring Semiramis. Satan's angels, his ministers, that he say fell down with him, that's right here. His ministers, as appearing as the transfer themselves as ministers of righteousness. Like they tell you what the right thing to do and tell you ain't under the Most High's law. But you can't even figure that out. How do you think he gave you rules and regulations and he gonna say, oh, you ain't got to do them? You can follow whatever you want to do that's evil and wicked. He already said all the sins of my people gonna die by the sword. We say the evil shall not prevail against us. Come on now. It says, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. You hear that? Whose end gonna be according to their works. Most High gonna burn them up. So you say, I'm gonna melt you. Jump up to verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. That's a lot of these preachers that's not dealing with the truth. Thus said the Most High. So, going back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Now we know the dragon is red, serpent is red, devil is red, Satan is red, and Esau is red. That's clear. So now, going back to this red serpent, Genesis 3rd chapter. Now the serpent, that's the one they was said in Revelation 12 and 9, that old serpent, that's what he's talking about. And the serpent, that's red, was more subtile than any beast of the field, which the Most High that power had made. Slickness, cunning. And he said unto the woman, now look, the Most High just gave Adam a woman. Now he just said to the woman, yeah, had the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said. Now she know the rules and regulations of the Most High. Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest you die. So that's the law. She knew the law. That's what the most, listen. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it. The Most High, she's given the serpent the words of the Most High. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. It's going to put you to death. You touch it, you're going to die. Therefore, if she hadn't done what she's getting ready to do, could live forever. Live forever. Like we waiting to live forever, but we had to go through for what happened here. This why we going through what we going through. But what happened here? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. The first lie recorded in the Bible. Ye shall not surely die. He's contrary. Verse 3. The Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. That was the Most High said. So the serpent, remember, which was Psalm 14:21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. See? So when you're doing these things, you following the same suit here. Most I say don't learn not to wear the heathen. The heathen doing that, you doing whatever they doing. Most I have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Because it's taking your mind away from him. You can't show me where Mother's Day has anything to do with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and of Mashiach Yahushua, and our culture as Israelites. Except for those wicked ones that the Most High say all the citizens of our people going to die by the sword. Them. 2/3 of our people. But the righteous never done this. And if we did anything, we did it under constraint, made to do these kind of crap. It says, but the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So that, in other words, we didn't know anything but what it is, how we're gonna be in the kingdom. See, you're gonna remember none of this wickedness, but we're gonna recognize it once we get in the kingdom with the Most High, with the Mashiach Yahushua. We're gonna recognize it. We're coming from the worst wicked time ever in this world. But when we get with Him, He gonna teach us for 1,000 years. But when we get the Most High's kingdom, that's how we're gonna be. Hold that. Get Isaiah 60:21. This is the kingdom. Thy people also shall be all righteous. Gonna be no evil. Ain't gonna be no no more tears, no more crying, no more sadness in the kingdom. Thy people also shall be all righteous. You hear that? Meaning we won't be keeping the laws of the Most High. But we rehearse that right now in doing. They shall inherit the land forever. That's what we're supposed to have it from when the Most High gave it to the Adamites. Supposed to live forever. Supposed to inherit the land forever. But what we reading about what Eve did and hearing that lie and went for that lie and brought it to Adam, we had to go through all the things we went through all these years, thousands and thousands and thousands of years, trying to reach this. Isaiah 60:21. Thy people, we the Israelites, 1/3, mind you, also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting. No man is going to do this. The Most High said He's going to plant us in our land. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, the Most High's hands, that I may be glorified. You hear that? That the Most High may be glorified. So He's going to plant us in our land. That's why you look at Isaiah 14:1. That's why no man is going to redeem us. He said, no man shall save thee. In Isaiah 28:29. No man shall save you. No man going to redeem us from the condition that the Most High put us in. For what? For breaking His law, statute, commandments. Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Like He just said. Who's going to do this? The Most High going to do this. Not no man following no man anywhere. The Most High said when he do it, we all going. 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel going to fulfill this. And the strangers, these other nations, shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us because they're going to know that the Most High is with us. From all the destruction and the calamity, there's going to be nobody else they can call on but the Most High. And the people shall take them, these strangers, these other nations, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids, men slaves and women slaves. But just change it to God in a righteous kingdom, though. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. See? He said, we're going to rule over our oppressors. So, it's just a temporary stand. That we're dealing with here. It's almost over, y'all. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. See, you're going to be the most sorrow. He will give us rest. This we're going to have rest. This ain't our rest right now. It shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That's when we're going to have rest. Straight up. So going back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, the serpent telling Eve what he told her. And see, this is the problem. You know, everybody have their order. Eve shouldn't have been talking to this man in the first place. Genesis 3 and 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. So remember, Wisdom of Solomon 14:21, and this was an occasion to deceive the world. Right? The serpent told her, you shall not surely die, for the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. You're going to be like the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, the angel of the Most High, who he is now, the spirit of the Most High, who he is now. At this time that we read. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, looked good, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave unto her husband with her, and he did eat. You see? Causing all the problems that we have now. What is this? Idolatry. Most High said, hey, all you need is me. How many times have he said that to us? All you need is me. But nah, we need idolatry. We need idols. We need something tangible when he's the invisible power. John 4:24 says the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. He's an invisible power, but we need something tangible, like the other nations. Like we just read about the gods of the other nations and so forth. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. They were exposed for what they had done. And they sewed fig trees together and made themselves aprons. See, this is what happened. So that, you know, we die right now behind what she did. And what was that? What was she offered? She was offered power. So now, when you look at, okay, tomorrow, when you women sitting up there and you got all this power, you're in the same position. Or what you see Eve is dealing with. You're going to have power. You know, you're supposed to be honored every day. So this day shouldn't make any difference to you. And the time that you've been exalted, beyond that. You should be confident in yourself. Shouldn't even need that. He that exalt himself shall be abased. He that humble himself shall be exalted. Keep that in mind. So this is nothing new. You know, you have, let's go into it. Go to Jeremiah the 7th chapter. I want to make sure I get the Queen of Heaven out. Jeremiah, the 7th chapter. And let's start at verse 4. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High are these. Whatever you believe in these different religions. Temple of the Most High, the Catholic Church, the temple of the Most High, the Baptist, temple of the Most High, apostolic, temple of the Most High, holiness, temple of the Most High, Jehovah's Witness, whatever, are these. That's why the Most High said in verse 3, he said, thus said the Most High, power of hope, power of angels, power of armies, the power of Israel. You see that? That's clear. The power of Israel. Amend your ways. Change. Amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. See, some of you, we looking to get to the place. He said he gonna put us in our land. We looking to get in that place, but how you gonna get in that place if you ain't doing what he say do? Explain that to me. You cannot do what he say do. You don't have to follow his rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments, but yet still he gonna put you in that place. See, y'all been fooled. Somebody done duped y'all. That don't even make no sense. You can't even do whatever you want to do in Esau's world, and he gonna promote you somewhere. Look. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood, which we did in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, neither walk after other gods to your hurt. He said, you walk after these other gods, these other idols, like Semiramis, like Mother's Day, representing the Queen of Heaven, and Semiramis and all the different names that she has been given throughout century after century after century. It's going to be to your hurt, it's saying. Neither walk after other gods to your hurt. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. Behold, you trust in lying words. Oh, it's for the mother. It's Mother's Day. It's just for my mama. Yeah, but what does it represent? On the real, what does it really represent? So you women standing in the place of Queen of Heaven? Now, you call yourself an Israelite? You call yourself righteous? That's who you standing up for. Listen, behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. Jump up to verse 17. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood. The children involved in it. That's why the Most High said, you done brought the children into your wickedness. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire. And the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven. This is very important. They're making cakes to the Queen of Heaven. That's what we did on her day, Mother's Day. And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they provoke me to anger, that they provoke the Most High to anger. Do they provoke me to anger? Said the Most High. Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Don't even know who they are. Know who they are and still doing what's wrong. You a heathen. If you doing what the heathens do, you a heathen. Sad. Therefore, thus say the Most High Power, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out and upon this place, upon man and upon beast and upon the trees of the field and upon the field of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. You hear this? This is very, very important to see what we do. Until this day, we still doing these things, and we say the Most High know my heart, which is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. And doing these things, get caught up in it, because the world will have you following them. Go to Jeremiah, the 44th chapter. Look at our people. Jeremiah 44. Man, let's start at verse 1. I mean, you got to really see this, because we can jump over it and I can say read it, but you're not going to read it. Because you keep something else you put in the book. So if you listen, you'll hear it. Jeremiah 44, we're going to start at verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell in Migdol, and at Thaahwam, and of Naph, and in the country of Patros, saying, Thus said the Most High Power of hosts, the power of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. So you see that what I did to the land of Israel, your land of Jerusalem, is a desolation, he said, and no man dwelleth there. Because of their wickedness, which they have committed, to provoke me to anger, as we just said, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods. Like when you serving Mother's Day, you serving the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis, other gods, whom they knew not. Let's say, most of you don't even know, if you ain't listened to the origin of Mother's Day, you don't even know where it comes from. Don't have an idea. Just following traditions of men. We went into that. Neither they ain't know these guys. Yeah, nor your fathers, nor your forefathers knew about them. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, he said, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. He said, don't do this. I hate what you're doing. Don't do this abominable thing that I hate. You think it's something new. Ain't nothing new. They just intertwined it into our culture. And let's say, confusing the faces. We don't know who you are. You just following along with everybody, every wind and doctrine that you can think of. Traditions of men. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. Don't do this thing that I hate. This wickedness, these sins that I hate. But they hearken not. They ain't listen. Nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness. They ain't turned their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. And they are wasted and desolate as at this day. That's real. I've seen it. That's right. They wasted. Beautiful land. Beautiful ground. That's all you see is ground, though. Desolate as at this day. Therefore now, thus said the Most High Power, the power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels, the power of Israel. Wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling, little babies, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. Ain't leaving none of you there. In that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt. Whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach, a disgrace among all the nations of the earth. I'm telling you, this is what we done, and this is what we're doing now if you keep doing the same thing. Have you forgotten the wickedness of your fathers and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, you so-called Negroes, and the wickedness of their wives? Not only the men, the wives too, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. Our wives are wicked. They are not humble even unto this day. No, because remember what they were told. You're going to be as gods. You're going to be like the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, and all the angels, knowing good and evil. They are not humbled even unto this day. Wow. Neither have they feared, nor walked in my law. See? Just a moment, I got to